WargamerOnline, the home of wargaming.
Right folks, I'm having some problems with audio. So can you hear me is the first thing I need to know. Sorry about this. Really bad form on my part. Absolute mess everywhere. Desktop's a mess. Nothing's happening. Really bad form, so apologies. But you know, it is a Friday night. Welcome to the show. Assuming you can hear me okay. I'm really not sure about that. I think I might have to just do some mic alterations. Something's definitely going wrong, folks. Let's see. Hello. Yes, we can hear, but it's a little muffled. Okay, hold on a second. Let me see what I can do. How does that sound any... Oh, that sounds really loud. Does that sound any better? How about that? I'm getting some kind of weird feedback, so I hate to say this, but we'll see if we can actually make a show out of tonight, because sometimes these things happen, don't they? As soon as you hit the go live button, it all goes wrong. Hello, Coleman. Hi, Reaper. Yes, audio quality isn't great, but it's coming through a bit scratchy on the audio. Let me see what I can do about that. Oh, I really don't. Okay. Guys, I think I might have to just kill the show. Oh no, if I kill the show it all goes terribly wrong, doesn't it? Okay. Yeah, the sound isn't right. Okay, of all the nights, that's the way it's going to go tonight, isn't it? Hey, have you arranged your toaster the right way? I wish. Okay, I'm trying to think what I can do just briefly to try and get this sorted without actually killing the show, because that's the other issue. Okay, give me... Hello. Right, I've swapped microphones. I've no idea what this microphone is going to be like, so let me know. Any better now? You're going to take about 20 seconds before you can tell me if that's okay. What a nightmare. What a nightmare, folks. Gone now. Any sound now? Problem is I'm seeing the lag of about 20 seconds while somebody says, Reaper says, how you doing, Marty? And stuff like that, but hopefully this looks like I'm back. It might not be the best quality sound because I've swapped to a temporary microphone because it looks like my main microphone is misbehaving, which is typical. I was testing only 30 seconds ago. It's now very quiet. Seems a little quiet. Let's try and boost it. How's that, folks? This is a boost now, but again, it's getting better when you were nearer the microphone like that. Oh, what a nightmare. Oh well, I think that's louder now. I've made it louder, so hopefully that's not going to deafen you completely. And again, I've probably got about a 20-second lag before you can tell me whether that's better or not. Evening all, says Graham Rick. Dipphamus Maxon's in the house. Tom Wilson, Marty, thank goodness. Ant Evans, hello Ant Evans, how are you? Tom Wilson. It's mainly old friends in the chat, so you can forgive me for having a bit of a bad start to the show. Can somebody tell me if that's improved the audio at all? Reaper says hi. I'm going to start just possibly giving up on tonight's show if this is... Yes, it's pretty clear too. Yay, it's pretty clear too. Still quiet, audible, but just... Oh, right. I don't really want to risk swapping back to the microphone. Oh, much better, says somebody. It's just Coleman who's fussy. I don't think I can do much more tonight. It looks like I've got a hardware problem. There's a flashing light all over it. And I'm not quite sure what's happened to that machine. Right. Oh, sorry, my volume was down. You sound good now. Better. Well, why don't we start the show then? Why don't we start the show in an effort to have a show tonight? Oh, you know what? It's just been one of those weeks. I've had a crazy week, but you know, so's the world of hobby as well, which is good, isn't it? Quite a few things coming out in the world of the hobby, Wargamer, Warhammer, Wargaming, all that stuff. It's been a busy old time. I've been a little obsessed with Kill Team Rogue Trader, I have to say. I think I can. These, there you go. As you know, we did a battle report with these little fellas recently. Let's just see if any of the tech's going to work tonight. There you go. So we did a battle report with these wonderful little creatures recently. They're absolutely gorgeous models. I seriously rank them, considering that they're kind of like, I describe them as push fit plus. They're a little bit more than push fit, but they are, you know, because you know, difficult to change the poses and stuff. But given that, they're amongst some of the best models that Games Workshop have released in a while. And actually, you know, I'd say the Gene Stealer Cult were amazing. These are absolutely fantastic. There's some beautiful models amongst them. This is just incredible. This big fat bellied dude with the tentacles. You could use these in any game. They look quite at home in, okay, Sigmar may be a push. You'd have to do a little bit of conversion, but they're just incredible. Absolutely incredible. And I love this Volgra, thrice cursed. What a dude, what a dude. We've played a couple of games actually. One of them was on camera. The other one we had some, it's been a week of technical issues. We had some technical issues. In that game, my assassin took Volgra out in the first turn of the game as well, which was insane. I got a boatload of 5s on my second roll. The roll to wound, and I was doing D3 damage on each of them, and I think I got 12 wounds through, something like that. It was just insane. But yeah, beautiful models. They're on the desk at the moment. I've just casually shoved them to one side. Printing out a few of these little troublesome things. These, for anybody who's seen it on Facebook, these are the little funnels, little 3D funnels I designed and I've been printing out. And they are to essentially fit on those, so you can decant your Games Workshop paints into tubs, so they fit nicely into the neck of the dropper bottles. I've done 2 or 3 sizes. They're up on the forum if anybody's interested. You can download them from the forum. That little widget there is to prevent air traps basically, so you kind of get the differential in pressure. The paint flows through the big area and the air goes back up the little gap. And it works a treat. It works a treat even on you know, some of the base paints. Admittedly, of course, when you're decanting these, basically what I do is open the base paint up, fill it to the top with medium, drop a ball bearing in there, shake it up like crazy, and then tip it through the funnel into here. Job done. Right. What else is going off in the chat then? So, right. Graham Riggs says better. Reaper says, Wargamer, tell me about it. Was attacked by a Carnifex and the Commissar shot me in the foot. That's what happens every Tuesday. Derpimus Maximus says, I have an idea for a big project with the Imperial models for that, but I'm not sure how to paint the makeup for Rogue Traders. Get it? Nice, nice. That's funny. Bad. Derpimus Maximus, all hail. Maybelline. Maybe she's wrong with it. Maybe it's Galafox. That's going to go on for a while, isn't it? By the looks of things. I think I'll leave you to that little strand at 4 on a Friday night. Anybody coming into the show for the first time, this isn't one of really our serious shows. This is just a Friday night catch-up. So if you're expecting great in-depth knowledge and understanding, that's not what tonight's about. I'm just going to hang around with a few people on chat and talk about the things I've been up to. There's a couple of things I want to go through. Let's catch up with the community. Okay, let's catch up with the community. Okay. Oh, wait, I am on the homepage. So, Beast of Chaos, very, very exciting times. If you're into your Beastie Men, and a lot of people are. Rue on Warhammer Community, he's hilarious. He's a local guy to us, actually, originally. He's so crazily excited about Beastmen. I was watching the Twitch stream on Warhammer TV on Wednesday, was it? Wednesday night. He's just like twitching and giddying around his seat. He's so excited about his Beastmen, and rightly so as well. Rightly so. From what I can tell, it's an incredibly interesting battle tome. So watch this space for more on that from Wargamer Online. You might be seeing something tomorrow. Who knows? Scott says hello, Phil. Looking forward to the Orc Codex. I am actually. Yeah. I think October is going to be a pretty interesting month, isn't it? I have to say, I've been kind of expecting Gene Stealer Cult to land at some point, but there appears to be no sign of that. So I think it's all going to be about orcs. So maybe we're not going to see the beautiful Gene Stealer Cult for a while yet. But that's no bad thing. That's no bad thing. We've had plenty of love lately. Excuse me, a codex would have been nice though. Red Cuffs reporting in. Hey Red Cuffs, how are you doing? It's good to see you in the chat. I hope I'm not talking too loud now. I think I'm overcompensating for my poor mic. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff been going off on Wargamer Online, which I want to have a chat about later. So yeah, we'll work through that. Other than that, I have been working on. Oh, I'm going risque now because. Oh, there you go. That'll work. Been working on the studio, so the Hobby Zone stuff is set up. I'm just checking the microphone's still working. I'm having such a bit of a nightmare time with the microphones, but hopefully it's still working. So there's the Hobby Zone stuff, which we'll have a talk about the setup there later. That's not quite all of it. There's a little bit more over here. Check that out. In fact, I think if I keep going with this, I don't... Yeah, can I? Oh, look. There I am. Hiya. There's always a little bit of a delay, but there you go. That's me sat at my desk, so you can see what I'm up to. Don't look at the floor. Not tidied up there for a while. This desk is a mess. It's criminal. There's a couple other things on my desk at the moment. We've got Reaver Battle Titan. Can I get that in camera? Make that a little bit wider maybe. And yep, there you go. So Reaver Battle Titan. I might open that up. I've not had a chance to open it yet. So, and I picked up the very new Blood Bowl team. The Grudge Bearers. So this is brand new on the shelves. This is so cool. I should get hold of a original Blood Bowl Grudge Bearer team. It's the full team. The entire team is currently in a dip, getting its paint stripped off. But there is something kind of cool in here. You're gonna have to excuse me for disappearing off camera. Tucked away in the corner of this Grudge Bearer box was there you go. A little roller. And it's am I on camera there? Yeah, I am. It's a beautiful little model. I love this little guy. Look how happy he is. Barely sits on that seat, which is exactly as you want. So, rather than going new school with... oh, look at that. Rather than going new school with these guys, I think I'm going to go old school. I've actually got the new team, but then I came across these. And I kind of like the look of the models. They're great fun. So if there's any old school Blood Bowlers out there, give me a shout. Let me know any hints and tips. I'm assuming they're more or less compatible with the new game. You've kind of got, okay, you've got the blitzers and the runners, and okay, I don't know what that is, but that'll just be your standard dudes. I'll work it out. We'll work that one out. I'm sure it'll be fine. Look how messy my desk is getting now. Oh, wait a minute. I've been showing you the wrong camera. Typical. So, there you go. Look at that again then. How about that? There you go. You can check him out now. There you go. And there's the Grudge Bearers. So, yeah, I was completely showing you the wrong camera, wasn't I, through all of that? I got completely giddy. Right. So, what else is going on in the chat? Wow. Quite a lot of questions come in. Right. Depimus Maximus says, you never seen the GSC until it's too late. Good point. They're just going to pop out of nowhere. Demon Lizard from Outer Space is joining us from Germany. Guten Nacht. Guten Nacht. Guten Tag's good day, isn't it? Good night. Oh, that's like good night. Hello. There you go. Done my best, Demon Lizard from Outer Space. Oh, Coleman, dispossessed players are very happy for the goat players. No, seriously, good for you. Yeah, it's exciting stuff, isn't it? That classic set of miniatures like that. I've got a really cool release, so that's fantastic stuff. Demon Lizard says, who's hyped for Beasts of Chaos? Because I'm not. What? Oh, come on. Get in on the hype train. Red Cuff says, magnetizing Necron warriors at the waist, shoulders, and neck for a top secret project. Seriously? Seriously? What size magnets are you using? Martin Milligan says, oh wow, lovely setup. Oh, thank you very much, Marty. Yeah, pretty pleased with it. Tedious work, says Red Cuffs. Could be interesting for my accidentally started Zangor army. Too right. Yes, Zangors do indeed have the Gore keyword, so they're happy alongside the all classes of Gore. Scott says, lucky for me, I have Gene Stealer Cult and counters and accounts as orcs. Nice. Two Phils, Dream Hobby Corner, says Tom Wilson. You mean a Reaper Battle Titan? Reaper? Oh, that's coming from Reaper. Should have known. Yes, Reaper Battle Titan, why not? In fact, that's what I'm going to call mine. My brother bought me the 2nd edition War Dwarf Team last month, says Devimus Maximus. Cool. Show me the models, says Coleman. They're in the dip at the moment. They're getting paint strips. So I get myself all filthy and I went and fetched those, and it's a Friday night and I don't feel like getting filthy. Polystyrene tray, bringing back memories from Marty. I remember using half of mine just to create buildings. We used to can I get this up? You used to cut this tray in half and kind of stack it and build little stairwells, and these were just little buildings you moved in and out of, knock a door out and it'd be the different floors. Then you put a bunch of cardboard on the outside. They were great fun. Really useful little trays, those. Back in the day. It's gone all old school, this chat, hasn't it? Do you have a bunch of those on sitting around? They were my best team in 3rd edition. One epic 2-3, 3-2 defeated by mates Wood Elf team, closing TDs but fresh 10-0 in casualties. Bless. Coleman brings in Guten Abend. Thank you very much. Magnets are 2mm diameter, 1mm deep. Wow, for the waist. And did you say shoulder pads? Yeah, tedious work though, but interesting stuff. I still have my Skaven Blood Bowl team from 20 years ago, still unpainted. Okay, hands up. Who's got the oldest unpainted model? How long is your longest unpainted model? Let's see that. I can't beat 20 years. Although I've been in the hobby longer than that. All of my original collection is gone. Yeah, I'm not sure I can. I might have one or two things, but not what I would consider something I was going to paint anyway. You know, I might have an Orc Wyvern somewhere or something in a box that never got painted. But no, most of my stuff's obviously a more recent collection, so I can't beat that. But feel free to fill your boots. Who can top 20 years of owning a model that isn't painted yet? I want to know. I want to know how long you've had the model, whether you've even got around to undercoating it or building it, and how old you were when you bought it. And then finally, I want the excuse why you haven't painted it yet. Magnetizing the feet so they can stand on the magnetic game board. Oh my goodness me, that's serious work, but I like the idea. Dipimus Maximus, he bought them for himself. He just finished a box of Printlefal's Imperial doors and he's on to something else before going back to regular doors. Nice. You know, there's something cute about this old school, isn't there? I'm just having to see if I can get that back up again. There's something very cute about that old school dwarf style. I know it's not current anymore, and I do like my Fire Slayers, by the way, so it's not that I miss that shape, but there's something, it's like going home to a fish finger sandwich and a warm cup of tea, getting those models out of the box. Very, very warming for the heart. One Spaz 11 says, I love your setup. My wife would love me if I had a setup like that. Get all my stuff out of the living room. 4 years, says Reaper. Longest unpainted model. This is from Durfus Maximus. Well, Space Crusade minis, I suppose. Shocking. Martin Milligan. All of my original 2nd edition stuff is long gone. There you go. Some of us just had a clear out. What? No way, 8, says Reaper. Nice correction. Ant Evans, I've got some Space Marine stuff from back in the day still kicking around on sprues, which is a bit over 25 years now, too right. Says Derpimus, Reaper, well, I've been handed down epic minis that were bought when they first came out, and I still have a ton of them brand new. Ouch. Wow, all the stuff I had is probably 2004. Lolly rings. I shouldn't have gone gone live without having a strong cup of tea tonight, I think, or a cup of coffee. Okay, what were we going to do on this chat then? Well, yeah, I was going to have a look inside the Titanicus box. But before we do that, let's have a look at what's going off. There was a really great article, if you wonderful people haven't seen it yet. This is on Warhammer Community. Absolutely love this article. The Way of the Miniatures Conceptualizer. Absolutely beautiful. I always a big fan of the sketches and the sketchbooks. And it's just beautiful to see this. It's beautiful to see the origins of miniatures come about and how they translate into models, and also the level of detail that goes into these things for conceptual pieces. And it kind of goes through the process. They talk about, you know, who does it, how they do it, why they do it. But this is just amazing. You really get a sense, you know, for what the kind of what's going off in the designer's mind's eye, because of course models never 100% translate from these sketches. You know, they're never exactly the same, partly because, you know, they're drawing detail that simply doesn't scale down to 28mm. But it's great to see it, because I think sometimes when you see this and then you're kind of painting the model, you can kind of imagine the rest of the detail and incorporate that in some ways into the model. There is a group out there, they're called like Age of Sigmar, Dark Age of Sigmar, something like that. And they take a lot of the Age of Sigmar models and crazy them up in a kind of Blanchitsu kind of way. So you see some models that are probably closer to the conceptual drawings than the models themselves. This is insane. I love this. So this is all cool, isn't it? But look at how it originally is trained, just kind of sneaked off into the distance, a bunch of skulls just hanging around and those kind of things. And you know, you can understand how it's, you know, how that as practically as a model, you know, that doesn't work out. So you can see how it translated into the model it became. But it's just great to see. Fantastic stuff. I love these little pew pew laser beam bits going off the top there. Can't beat that. Pew pew. Could be torches, could be laser beams. I bet they make the pew pew noise. Conceptualizers follow a brief to explore ideas for new miniatures, producing dozens of sketches on a daily basis. Interesting to see that. I think this is the case now, isn't it? Most of these designers are working on tablet and sketching directly into tablet, which is quite incredible. Although there's bits of paper hanging around. I hope they're not just printouts. Colorizing, maybe they colorize on the tablet, sketch on paper. But nice little interview with a chap called Tom Harrison here. Obviously, clearly getting his 15 minutes of fame, and justifiably so, because some stunning work. Look at this thing. Look how that staff works out with a little gribbly crawling up it, little toadstools growing off it and stuff like that. It's fantastic. The eyes are brilliant. That eye is insane. And that's the other thing about getting to look at this sketchwork, is it gives you some ideas to follow through for the miniatures themselves, doesn't it? Oh mate, that's mental. So there you go. Check that article out if you haven't already. It goes on. There's plenty of information. I think they even talk about some of the opportunities as well. But yeah, amazing stuff. So go check that article out. If you check no other article out today, get yourself along and have a read of that one. I mean, obviously wait until the show's over. Don't just disappear now, alright? Well, you know what? I actually can't make you stay if you don't want to. You go watch the video. I'll tell you what. I'll wait for you. Give you 5 minutes. You come back when you've read it. Of course, Beasts of Chaos getting started, and Endless Spells. I'm loving this stuff, by the way. It's just brilliant. I was glued to the stuff that was going off on the Twitch channel, and every piece of information that was coming out of the community channel. Amazing. Bulgars, yep, get them back in. There's so much cool stuff in this book, of which I'm not going to risk talking about any of it, just in case I accidentally talk about some stuff that hasn't been revealed yet. But needless to say, check out the video. I think, you know what, we're allowed to say we're putting a video up tomorrow on this. I'm just not allowed to discuss the contents of it. So check out the video tomorrow morning, going live at 11 o'clock. We had a quick look at it. I think, yes, it was. I have to kind of remember which piece of content's which now. It sometimes gets a little bit blurry, doesn't it? But we didn't get a lot of time on that one. Our copy, unfortunately, went missing in the post for some time. So we only got it, you know, I think last night or the night before. So we had to quickly digest the main content and get on it. And what's really nice about the review that's going up tomorrow actually is two things. It's myself and Liam taking a look at the book. Liam's got Sam's Beastman army. He bought it off him some time ago, actually. Sneaky Sam. Sam obviously could no longer face the appetite of painting the rest of those models. I don't think he did admit to me, he said, I'm never ever going to finish that army. So clearly he came to that conclusion himself and sneakily sold it to Liam. Liam's now got that army, so of course he was super giddy about the Beasts of Chaos coming out. So he came over to do the review, but the good news is yeah, Liam also did the filming, he's done the editing, he's got the program ready to go up online. So check it out tomorrow, because what's really nice about that is that's a piece of content that all I had to do was show up and talk on camera to. So it was really nice, and thank you very much for Liam for getting on board. And he's fully trained up now on editing and producing as well, so that's pretty exciting. Because that means Liam's going to be helping out getting things like battle reports done and those kind of things. So it's another person on the table doing content for us. We've also, this week alone, we've got 2 new producers and 3 editors. So that's going to be great when we're fully up to speed. Only one of them's trained, Liam. But we've got the rest, has got another session next Tuesday to train more people on it. So yeah, it's good stuff. The pace of content will pick up. So I did say I'd talk a little bit about channel news tonight, so I'm pretty excited with that. I'm going to catch up on the chat. I'm meant to be doing some hobby tonight, by the way, but it's just not happening, is it? I think that's fine. To be honest, it's been a long week, and tomorrow we're driving to... My camera just glitched. Tomorrow we're driving to Nottingham to check out the university. I'm taking Jack to the university for an open day, so I can't think of anything else of interest in Nottingham, so we'll just be looking around the university, maybe. Right, okay then. Oldest stuff is 2004. Reaper says hello. Have you heard about our Lord and Saviour Gabriel Angelos? Demon Lizard says Beasts of Chaos Battletome makes me wonder if they're doing something similar for Skaven. Oh, I hope so. I hope so. That'd be so amazing. That is an army I would do. Skaven. I'd love to do Skaven. It really appeals to me as an aesthetic. Yeah. Pretty much most of them as well, but I like all the crazy gribbly beasts. The machines with weird glowy warp stony stuff. I don't even know what that faction is, but I really like those models. Depimus says, I have an idea for AdMac. Well, I stole the idea anyway, to change the cog axe so that one end is a spanner or wrench, if you're that way inclined, and the other is a knife. That's pretty cool. Knife wrench. Practical and safe. Tom, seeing that cool sketches now, I really want some centipede people models. Get this man a toaster. I'm not sure what does toaster mean. Do you mean like the hardware? Have I got some hardware issues? Right, WargamerOnline. Phil, you would be partaking in Armies on Parade. If so, which one? What? When is Armies on Parade? Is that late October? Will I be partaking in Armies on Parade? I don't know, because our local GW store is changing staff again, so I'm not quite sure where they're at with Armies on Parade. But I might do, yeah. You know, it'd be nice to do something like that. Okay then, I think by now we all know that Saturday morning 11 AM email, so you're not revealing any secrets there. Is there a cathedral with a world famous spire in Nottingham by any chance? No, my friend, no, there's not, no, nor is there a stone circle. I think there is. And an old but working clock. That's just set up. That, yeah, I don't do politics on this show, but that was probably some of the trolliest international trolling I've seen in a while. I'm referring to the Holy Toaster of the Adeptus Mechanicus. Nice one. Scott says, yes, universally. If it's just university, it's just university. What else could there be? Wink, wink, nod, nod. Actually do some hobby while watching. Last bit of Kill Team terrain to finish. have inherited a second set of Kill Team terrain, so I've got double the pain to do, but I've got to get it done because we're going to. We've been working on new setup for some of the smaller games like Kill Team and thank goodness I put that away, and Shadespire and things like that. So you know, there's so we're going to be able to film more of those as well. So we've been, you know, because it's a smaller space, trying to get the camera work right for those, and maybe even to the point where we don't actually need a producer to move the cameras around and stuff like that. So we'll see. If that gets up and running and it's good and it works, you'll see quite a bit more of that content as well, which would be good. Kill Team is awesome. Currently painting my rubrics. The terrain itself is really nice, I think, and I love Kill Team terrain. I want to get some. It is amazing stuff. It's beautiful. I, in a late night state the other night, decided that I wanted to build an Imperator Titan, and I wanted to use Kill Team terrain for its shoulder city. But you know, I did some rough sketches because I got dead excited about it. And I was thinking, you know, 3D print all the major joints and then use pipes and stuff like that for all the other pieces. Just scratch build the whole thing. I think it ended up being about 4 foot tall, and I was just like, oh, you know, I'd have to literally stop doing everything else for the channel and spend probably 3 months just doing a hobby blog about building a Titan. I did consider it'd be kind of a cool thing to almost do it as a community project. So you'd make the STLs available for download, and you try and get everybody, you know, multiple people working on different parts, somebody designing the arm joint, somebody designing the leg joint, you know, 3D printing them out, and even like on the community piece, you could like sell those parts to people who also wanted to build along with the project. So it became this community design thing. But yeah, I decided that that's a channel in its own right. So if somebody out there wants to contact me and they have a channel and feel like taking that on, or they have a small channel and feel they want to take that project on, then we'll co-sponsor it and make it happen. It's just I don't have the time to lead such an endeavour, but I think it'd be a really cool thing to do. Right, have you seen the new cathedral coming out from Chrome? It's absolutely beautiful. You should check it out. No, I haven't actually. I'll have to check that out at some point. I hope they make some mini games for Age of Sigmar. I hope so. When you say mini games, of course there is Shadespire, isn't there? And there is Skirmish. But I'm with you. Skirmish is cool. It's very good. Let's see an expansion of it. Or more importantly, let's see it taken like Kill Team. But I think with Shadespire on the circuit and the fact you've got Skirmish, I'll be surprised if we see a Kill Team-esque version of Sigmar. But never say never. Never say never. You can only hope so. That, yeah, you know, some Demon Liz has just said they really should redo Age of Sigmar Skirmish. Good idea. Just use the same name. Advance the rules, expand it a little bit, make it super cool. I'd be so happy. You know, it just needs to be, instead of Kill Team, it needs to be like, you know, Warband or something like that, or, you know, something along those lines. I think there's a few things I'd love to see out of Games Workshop as soon as possible. I want to see an expansion of Kill Teams. I would like to see this. I can't see this ever happening, but I'd love to see Necromunda gang rules for Kill Team. It's probably never going to happen because I think it will eat into Necromunda, and that's, you know, it's its own game. So probably never happen. But oh man, those models are so amazing. Can you imagine if you just use them as a Kill Team? It'd be so cool. I would also love to see, of course, Inquisitor bands as the next expansion. If we've got Kill Team Rogue Trader, let's have Kill Team Inquisitor, please. Please, 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 let's have Kill Team Inquisitor. As well as more Rogue Trader, Rogue Trader Kill Team bands as well. That would be amazing. GW Manchester has an Imperator Titan in the window. I think theirs is about 5 foot tall. It's quality. Yeah, I did a little bit of research on them, and they can be anything between just a little bit higher than a Warlord Titan to like 3 times taller than a Warlord Titan. They're a class rather than an actual model, aren't they? So it just basically means, you know, big, war machine. So I think there's meant to be quite a lot of different models of them. The design I came up with was probably about 4 foot. I think if you take a few spires and stuff, maybe 4.5. But yeah, amazing. I'm gonna have a look online because I'm sure you could probably find GW Manchester's Titan in the window, couldn't you? Somebody's taken a picture of that, surely. Warhammer Age of Sigmar lost relics. Small elite squads battle each other to the death to gain access to destroy relics. Nice. However, getting close to the relics gives buffs. Yeah, that'd be cool. I mean, to be honest, you could just take the skirmish rules, can't you, and create this expansion yourself. Just create a few special rules. Skirmish is a nice, simple, rounded game. So, but it's a kill team mechanic I really like. I also like the fact that Rogue Trader has introduced things like close quarter fighting and those kind of things, which, for anybody who's seen the Zone Mortalis board I built, you need to check that out. I apologise for the yawning, by the way. It's been a long week, so, and we're 46 minutes in, and I don't think I've really talked about anything I was going to. Right, let's have a look at the studio, because that is a thing that I said we'd also do. So this is it, folks. This is Hobby Zone's setup. I'm pretty much finished here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of like try and zoom in. So yeah, this is not the fastest frame rate camera, but that's not what it's designed for. So this is basically just to give you an idea of the setup. So over here, floating mysteriously in midair, I've got 4 of the paint racks, and the way I've done that is it's 3 of the dropper bottle racks, and 1 for the sort of round tubs like the Citadel paints or the taller ones that they've released, or AK Interactive stuff. From a rack point of view, on that far hand side, I've got Vallejo, so I've got all my Vallejo range, and that's got game colour and stuff like that in there, but mainly airbrush range in there. In that middle section there is a mixture of all sorts of scales, 75, a few scale 75s in the inks. I think I can zoom in closer. There you go, so we've got some 75s, and then a whole chunk of Army Painter. Oh, dear me, there you go. I've got a bit of a cold, I do apologise. So a whole chunk of Army Painter, and then over here we've got decanted Citadel paint. So there's a whole bunch of Citadel paints in their pots. That's not my entire Citadel collection, by the way. I'm having a bit of a tidy up. I've just decided there's some stuff I never use, so but it has got, as you can see, there's sort of technical stuff at the back there, and probably down there there's going to be a few shades, and stuck up here I think I'm just working backwards through base colours. And if I go all the way to the top, you'll probably see things like layer paints and those kind of things. So there you go. So that's the paint setup. Underneath the paint setup, I have got, so that's the majority of my paints, I would say. So yeah, that seems about right. Let's use the word majority. Down here, I've got a nice little I love this. So this is display case that they do. They actually do 2 of these display cases. Let me just see if I can get Hobby Zone's site up so I can actually tell you what these things are. There you go. So they have a display case which is OM10, the big showcase whip module. So if I just click to that, you'll kind of see that's that thing there. They actually do a small one there, look, which is this one here. I just went for the big one. Right, next up is my favourite Hobby Zone module of all time, and I don't know why, but I'm a little bit obsessed about that. And look, I've got a bit of paint on it, so I am going to 3D print a little button for that. But that's a paper towel dispenser, and I've always hated having paper towel rolls sticking around my desk. So it's so nice to have the paper towel just in a nice neat dispenser. It's there if you need it urgently. What I have discovered though is this lovely white lid, of course, if you've got a really messy, paint covered in paint fingers. Look at that. I'm gonna have to do something about that tiny little dot on the handle there. And then some drawer units. And at the moment, most of these drawer units are empty because all my hobby stuff is. I'm just gonna go open one of those so you can kind of see. like that. So you can see they're segmented. Those segments aren't going to last for everything. In some instances, I'm going to take them out completely. In some instances, I'm actually just going to cut them down and do half of them. I love these little drawers again here. Check that out. There's kind of a few already starting to get populated. A few little bits and bobs in there. You probably didn't hear that very well, did you? Because I put my back to the camera. Right, yeah, moving on. Let's have a look at the rest of the setup. So over here, more drawers. I'm a bit obsessed with drawers. More paints. Now we start to enter the Minotaur range of paints. What's going on in here though? I'll be back in a second. So we've got, yeah, big pots of paint, if you can see that. Things like empty bottles, there you go. The lids for them. There you go. I think you're getting the general gist. I hope you can hear me okay. Video is glitching a little bit. Ah, dear me. I can't quite work out. Clearly I've got a bit of a problem with my system, which probably deserves a restart. But it's probably too late to do that now. If I do that, I'll just kill the show. So we're only online for another 10 minutes. Hopefully it'll hang out. And we'll go there. Someone's talking about, okay, let's swap the currency to pound, shall we? There you go. There you go. I mean, that's just some of the prices on this stuff, by the way. I think they are incredibly reasonably priced. You know, you're talking like £9–10 for the paint modules and stuff like that. Yes, of course it adds up, but the great thing about this system is it's magnetic. So start at one end of your desk and over time build it up, or just buy one less giant model a year and get your entire setup done. Over here then, just we'll zoom in a bit. Yeah, you're right, my video is glitching, isn't it? How annoying is that? So this is my Minotaur paint range. And again, they've actually been decanted into dropper bottles. They actually come in a kind of a nice paint tub, but it's always larger quantities than I use. So I tend to sort of decant the paints off and, you know, just go from there basically. And again, more drawers into this corner unit here. A little bit of dust on those drawers. That's because I've been sanding some of them down slightly just so they slide in and out a bit smoother. And now we're getting into a little, I think that's like one of those voodoo dolls. It's not really hobby related, I don't think. Let's just have a little bit of a zoom out a second for you guys so you can kind of see what the general setup is. Let's catch up on chat while we just leave it there for a minute. Ah, dear, what's this to do? Chief Joseph says there's so much stuff. There's so many things. It's lowered the frames per second of the camera. This would make Bruce Wayne jealous, says Coleman. It seems like a Blood Raven's pocket. Wait a minute. This is Reaper. I would be afraid if I would be afraid if this wasn't the majority of your paints. Big Mac Danskill says, just post the pic of the Emperor to Titan on the community group. Well, I'll pop along and check that out while I'm sure I'll remember. The video is glitching a bit. Chief says, seems fine. Oh, whoa, that's because of so much paint. Normal camera, not the one showing the paints. I know, like I say, let's just avoid the restart, and I'm sure, yeah, we've only got 10 minutes to go. If it survives, we can live without seeing my wonderful face for a while, can't we? Buy less giant models, heresy. How the Mad Cat has flicked the non-magnetic tweezers onto the floor under a bookshelf. No. Retrieval is a morning job. Diffimus Maximus. There you go. So apparently you can have a nice hobby space. You can, but apparently you can't have a nice hobby space too, says Diffimus. Another. Oh yeah, okay. You can't add another Legio, Titan Legio to my guard. Well, you can. But you know, as Diffimus says, that are a nice hobby space. How did I mount the lights? Well, they're cunning actually. Let me zoom in. Good question. For the limb. I'm a big fan of just doing it. So what I did was I drilled a hole in my desk and clamped them through. So that was it. It was as simple as that. I just drilled a big 40mm hole through the desk. This desk is for exclusively for hobbying. This setup is going to be here sometime. Behind that curtain is a is a garage door basically, but over winter we're having a wall built there, or rather I'm building a wall there. So this setup has been designed to be in a room that isn't yet complete. So where you see the cloth and stuff, that's just where the wall will be. I didn't want the lamps behind the drawer units. I wanted the drawer units right up against the wall, which meant I had to basically either have a gap in the system or move the lamps forward. And I'm quite happy with moving the lamps forward, to be honest. I mean, the way it works is just, you pull them down, round and up and pop them on. Is that going to work? There you go. So, that's good. And if I want them out of the way, just knock them off down and settle them again against there. Perfectly happy with that. They go away quite nice. So that's good. Right. How did I mount the lights? We can't have 5 Why can't I have 5 Dreadsaurians? We go for 4, and just get a few of these. Like I say, build up over time. Maybe 1 less Dreadsaurian this year, and 2 less Warlord Titans next year. Right. Oh, wrong way. Whoa. Okay, so moving in. These are designed basically. These 2 sections here there's 2 painting desks here. This is where Jack sits and does his hobby. So what I've basically done with this setup is kind of made the decision that when you're working on a project, there's an area for you to put your project paint. So if you're working on a project, now admittedly at the moment, these are just paints that I've been decanting into dropper bottles and or are there for review. So I've got some of this wonderful green stuff, world stuff, and things like that. So that's just there, but that front row at least is if I'm working and painting on something, I'll just use the paints that I'm currently using on the project. Same for Jack over there, and a shared space in between for paints, tweezers, glues, paintbrushes, etc. Any tools. So the idea is tools down here, paintbrushes up there, tweezers over there, glues in the pot below. That's the idea. So yeah, other than that, I then went on to make a bespoke hobby construction. What is it? Where are we up to with the chat technology? Emperor, I just bought one of those lamps, and boy, they are amazing. Yes, they are, Jim Wilson. They are beautiful. I have had one of them. I've had about 8 years, and the other one about half the time. And the one that I've had 8 years is getting a little bit dull. But come on, 8 years. That's a great long service as well. Common says, this is so much space, your desk is twice as big as my office. Well, it is for 2, remember. This is a space for 2, and in fact this is a space for multiple people at times, when we sometimes have some of the hobby sessions around here and stuff, and that's what it was designed for, really. I can already see it. Bespoke hobby space construction by the bearded mage. Bless you. I will ask Lord Sotic if he likes these lamps. 10 tips, Lord Beard. He doesn't want you to know about building hobby space. Okay, right. Moving on. This is going to be a little bit difficult because I'm slightly in the way. So, okay, this is not a Hobby Zone product. This is me messing around. I'm going to be in the way, look, so there's not a lot I can do about that. In there is my airbrush extractor fan. So I bought some 5mm MDF, which is the same thickness. So if I zoom in on... Can I zoom in on that? There you go, you get a bit closer. You get the idea, look. So as you can see, that's made from the same MDF. Over here, what I did was incorporate a desk level pressure gauge. So I can kind of adjust pressure as I'm working there, and then next to that, just easy access to my brushes. So I made a little drawer unit and a little holder. So if I put that, I tell you what, if I put that under this desk, is this going to work? There you go. So you can see how those work. They just pop out like that. There's a little recess which protects the needle, and it's capped so it keeps the dust off it. They just drop in, you know what, and that just secures, doesn't wobble out, and I can just drop them back in there. So there they go, back in there. And then I've got a little drawer which I made, and again, just all junk in there at the moment. And the extractor fan, and actually I built a light into this system as well. So the extractor fan and the light is connected up together. I don't know whether you can see that lighting up and turning off. So that's the fan turning on and off. So that was it. And then finally, I don't know whether I can do this now, so we're going to try and do it. Right over here. Just the final corner piece before you get to my computer. There you go. So I've just got a set of drawers with little bits and bobs in, things like memory cards and stuff like that, because I always need those close to my desk. There's some headphones and gibbety bits like that, and then you've got some masking putty and what is that? Sculptor's Vaseline, all my cleaners and liquids. And if I can scroll up, ooh, yeah, this is kind of work. We've got away with this. I didn't really think this show would work at all. It probably hasn't done, but I'm having a great time. Just big pots of stuff, basically primers and stuff like that. Although, just for ease, I did actually kind of get a lot of the styre on there. Steinlerez. Ralph Hubble's going to be going crazy when he watches this video. Steinlerez. I decanted them down to smaller bottles. I only ever use about 4 or 5 drops of the stuff at any one time. So I didn't kind of see the point. Whoa, how does that work? That's freaking me out a little bit. Okay. Right. Okay. Right. What can I do with that? There we are. Go back like that. Does that work? Oh no! Now I'm really freaked out. I'm just going to hold really still as it goes past. Okay. So there you go. There's the much promised tour of the studio. A few people have asked what the setup's like here. Admittedly, it wasn't always like this. This is a more recent affair. I spent a whole bunch of time designing all of this, of which I will make the files available. We're setting up a file section on the premium section of the website. So the file I used to design this space, I'll make that available. It's a Google Sheets document. So if people wanted to play around and try and design their own hobby space, there is no designer on the website. You kind of just have to work it out for yourself, but the measurements are straightforward enough. It's 30 centimeters and 20 centimeters, so you go through all of these systems. It's dead easy to do, to be honest, but I wanted to kind of play with the idea of where the drawers were going to be, etc., etc., until I was super happy, of which I am super happy now. I come into my space, my hobby space, and I cannot help but clap my hands a little bit. Right. Some questions then. 10 tips Lord Beardy doesn't want you to know about building his hobby space. 9 will amaze you. Chief says, how did you get enough money for all of this? Well, that's a good question. My wife treated me to this setup. Half of it I paid by selling a bunch of models off. So I think the entire setup was about £370 in total. So it's quite a lot of money, I'll acknowledge that, but it's a big setup. I sold a bunch of models for about £200, so I got rid of a bunch of my old models, raised about £200, and my wife put the rest in as my birthday present. So there you go. Like I say, you don't have to go crazy and do all of that stuff. You can just do a bit at a time. What I really like about this system is they're magnetized, and I don't think I've shown that actually. So let's just see if I can zoom in on a section there. Let's go over here. This camera, by the way, is normally what we'd use for zooming in on the models, so that's why I'm using that. It can pivot around and stuff, which of course helps. So this is normally used for zooming in on the games and things, but obviously it's got much bigger range than just the table. So if I pull that, come on, you can do it. There you go. As you can see, it just pops out. And the way it works, whoa, you can see the magnets that are mounted both on the bottom and the sides. So they just locate in, and it's really nice. You'll kind of probably see it snap there where it's just in place now and it's secure. So if you don't like your layout, you can completely change it, you can mess around with it, you can do what you want. Right, what else have we got then? Let's catch up with the chats. I rate this show 10 out of 10 purity seals. Thank you very much, Reaper, you're a bless. Money, I haven't heard of that in years, says Reaper. Well, one of the things I'm doing, we're doing a series of giveaways at the moment, actually, and I did consider giving away some of this Hobby Zone stuff. So, yes, I might do that coming up to Christmas. We might get 2 or 3 units and do them as a giveaway. Tom Wilson says, I can barely tie my shoelaces, let alone contemplate building all of this. Well, the good news is there's some really useful guides on how to build if you were to go along to the website or our YouTube channel, we did actually do a how to build hobby zone stuff. So, and it's not that difficult. It's just a bunch of wood and you know, glue and masking tape. I think is that gonna boom out, isn't it? There you go. You'll get the general gist from this look. Well, you might do. There you go. As you can see, wow, that's kind of freaking me out even more now. So there you go. Very straightforward to build. Wood glue, masking tape, clamp it all together, and you're off. You're onto a winner. Okay. What else have we got going off? Right. Okay. Respect to Tech Megas for opinion, he said. Oh dear me. Different masters. There are only 10 types of people in the world. Okay. Java develops. Do you? Goodness me. You're all going off on one. Right. What does that say? Oh, does the exhaust pipe for the extractor have to go outside for expelling air, or is it filtered through to be expelled inside? There is a filter. When I finish building the wall in this room, I will put an outlet for the extractor fan because I think it makes sense. But there is a filter, so it does act as a filter and it does filter the air going out. They say if you're venting the air back into the room to put 2 filters in place, which does show a slow airflow down a bit, but not terribly. I actually filter through a conduit back down to ground level, and I take it about 6 foot away into that corner. So, although I'm spraying over there, the air gets diverted to about 6 foot away through plastic conduit pipes, sort of square pipes, basically, if that's the right word for something. So I don't mind it. It doesn't come anywhere near me, and it's venting out down at floor level. I do notice though when it comes to hoovering up down there, there is more dust down there. So clearly there is some particulate that carries through, but it's not terrible by any means. Right. I was unlucky to miss all the giveaways. Are there any Seraphon models getting given away? Well, Chief Joseph, there is more giveaways. In fact, we have a giveaway going on right now. Are there any Seraphon? I don't think there's any Seraphon. There might be though at some point. We are doing an Airbrush Workshop giveaway at the moment. Admittedly, you have to be in the UK for that, so apologies if you're not in the UK. For premium users who aren't in the UK, at the same time I am giving away a whole bunch of these. We've got 100 TT Combat dropper bottles for anybody who wants to decant paints, create their own mixers, etc, etc. So I'll be doing that as well this month, and next month there's a load more stuff. I can't even start listing it all, but there is even more stuff going on, both as a premium giveaway and as a YouTube giveaway, so check that out. If you want any giveaway information, keep an eye on this tab on the website because they all get listed here anyway. So there's the Airbrush Workshop. Just keep an eye out on all of those. I think, if I remember rightly, with the Airbrush Workshop, I might as well mention it now. Not only can you get through to the video on YouTube, of course, but also premium members. All they have to do is hit the send button here, and you'll be automatically entered. If you don't have a premium account and you want a premium account, it's only $2.99 a month. And you know, what the hell, sign up for 1 month because you got a chance to win £70 Airbrush Workshop, and the chances are really good. It's not like a YouTube giveaway where there's hundreds of entries. You know, the premium giveaway, you've got a damn good chance of getting a place on this workshop, and I'm giving 2 places on the workshop to premium members. So if you're already signed up, hit that send button. I've had a whole bunch of entries through already, which is great. If you're not a premium member, $2.99, sign up for a month, hit the send button, you're into the draw. You know, if you want to stick around for months after that, then feel free to do so. And if you don't, cancel your subscription and still you've got entered in it. I don't, you know, it'd be nice if you did, but if you don't, that's life. So there you go. Yes, Coleman's saying watch out for all the videos for the details. There is a link on this page. You can get to it from our YouTube channel as well, so check it out. What else is happening on the website? We've got a page going up on the website shortly for premium members, which is going to be downloads and files. So if I go along to here's an example of the kind of thing that will be getting uploaded to the page. So the paint funnels I've been using This is a little funnel I designed, and I think I've shown that here. Look, woo, there it is in real life. Printed out in terrible quality because I'm having real problems with my printer at the moment. But I've made 4 different sizes available to people on the forum. You can just download that zip file and print your own, basically. That's, I'll still do ones that are for users within inside the forum. I'll put the odd little free item up. They only take me like an hour or so to design. And I'm plenty happy to share that stuff with the community. But at the same time, there's some stuff that's a little bit more sophisticated. Things like airbrush holders and stuff like that I've designed over the past that are going to get put up into a special page on the premium section of the website, along with things like paint schemes and stuff like that. So check that out at some point. What else has been going off? I'll tell you what else has been going off, actually. I've just introduced, on the behest of a few of our premium subscribers, actually, who've said they want to support the channel more than the $2.99 a month subscription. So what I've introduced for anybody who wants to basically act as a little bit of a patron to Wargamer Online. I was seeing if I could zoom in. Is there a zoom button? I don't understand. No, that didn't work, did it? That didn't work either. Oh no. I've messed up now, haven't I? Right, I was trying to zoom in. Who cares? What I've done is introduce this Patreon. So Patreon basically has all the same rights as a premium member. It gets entered into all the premium giveaways and all the rest. But essentially, you're just willing to. It's kind of as pay as much as you want scheme. So instead of $2.99 a month, you can sign up to that, and I've set it at $5.99 for now, which I'm more than happy to receive. I've had a couple of people offer more, which is wonderful of them, and essentially you can just go along and upgrade your account. So if you've already got a premium member and you go along to the subscriptions, it's there as an option to upgrade. If you just want to come along and sign up to premium, though, just hit the middle button, off you go. And the other thing that's been added this month, actually, is I've had quite a few people ask, rather than pay on PayPal, could we make credit card or direct debit card payments rather than use PayPal? Well, I've added the ability to make payments via card and debit card. So as you can see, it gives a form, you just fill it in, you make sure you're not a robot. This is secure, the entire website's secure, so it's under HTTPS, and I don't handle any payments anyway. That's handed over to a payment gateway, as it's called in the world of technology. So I don't store any of the payment data or anything, so there's no concern that, I'm only a small website, but that doesn't mean I'm not looking after your data. Basically, I'm using one of the biggest global payment gateway systems out there. So everything's safe and secure, and just as safe as going through PayPal, basically. So I know that some people would prefer the debit card payment. They'd like it to come straight out of the bank rather than going via PayPal. It actually makes a massive difference for me. I pay a lot less fees on the PayPal side of things, so really makes a big difference to the amount of money we receive month on month as well. But there you go. So yeah, a few things happening on the website. As I mentioned, there's a few more stuff going up on the forum. We've had the payment stuff. We've had the Patreon membership, which I'll be doing more of a video on later at some point. I've been tidying up some of the content as well, so we've been sorting out some of the videos. So if you want to access all of our airbrushing tutorials, you can just go through that menu system and it will take you through to the tutorials. Elster Nation has been doing more guest premium content for me. What a star. We've adapted Titanicus Warlord, so this isn't available on YouTube now. It will be at some point in the future, but we're offering it exclusively to premium members to start with. So this is Titanicus painting tutorial, Space Wolf Primaris, and Space Wolf Rhino painting. All 3 premium videos from Elster Nation. Absolutely stunning. So do check that out. I've added kill teams in there as well. So if you want to check out kill team in terms of factions, or if you want to check out battle reports for kill teams, there's going to be, as I mentioned, now we've got more editors and more producers. There's going to be more content going into this as well. By the way, if you fancy having a go editing and producing, drop me an email through the Contact Us page. Trying to get to the point where we've got it set up as a format that people can contribute to the website as well. So give me a shout. Even if you want to follow Elster Nation's lead and put a few things in there as guest premium content. I'm more than happy to do it to expose you to another audience, and of course it gives more content to my premium members. So it's a lovely, you scratch your back, I'll scratch mine, for all you YouTubers out there. Right, what else have we got? It's worldwide, but there are certain conditions, of course. Giveaway is for an event based in the UK. Yes, of course, yes. The giveaway is for an event based in the UK. I did say you can attend it if you want, but you would essentially buying a flight to get to the UK to attend the £70 airbrush workshop. But you do get to appear on a video if you think it's worthwhile. I've said if anybody is and willing to enter, all you've got to do with that YouTube video is enter a comment. And that is your indication that you're willing to get to the event itself. So fill your boots, go for it. What I did say, of course, is all travel is at your cost, though. What I'm providing is a space at this airbrushing workshop. Darn it, my infiltration will be detected. The robot overlords will prevail. Yay, credit card payments. Now I can go premium, says Decadent Nightmare. Thank you very much, Decadent Nightmare. That would be much appreciated. Thank you. Wargamer Online, but the merch shop is gone now, and I will never be able to buy WGO dice. Yes, you will. The shop, the people that was running the shop, basically ripped us off. We never got paid for any of it. And we found out there was quite a few sales. They never sent us any payment. I contacted them, and they were dicks. So we're working on an alternative solution to that. There you go. Right. Yes, WGO dice will be available as well at some point in the future. I'm working with Wordforge Games locally and some of their suppliers to get more merchandise up. Oh man, there's so much going off at the moment, actually. It's pretty exciting stuff. I can't talk about 9/10 of it, but one thing I can mention, by the way, is next weekend is ChillCon, and at ChillCon I'm going to be there with a whole bunch of YouTubers, Elster Nation. Oh, we'll be doing a show next week to introduce you to some of these wonderful people. When you get to okay, that's as rude as I ever get. I said that yeah, okay, all right, family friendly. I apologize. Hi from Italy. Keep up the great job, says Neos. 1976. Thank you very much. Good year as well. What was I saying? Yes, ChillCon. We're going to be there. There's going to be a table full of painters. I'm going to be there from a channel perspective. We're going to be filming it, showing it on a screen. We're going to try and stream as much as we can. If not, we're going to record as much as we can. But the painters are going to be there. These are Golden Demon finalists, and I think a few of them have won. Not the actual Golden Demon prize, but there's definitely some people there who've got the big finalist statues and things like that. So come along, meet painters, see what they're doing. People like Elster Nation is there with fantastic tips on getting your army painted quick. So if you are hoping anywhere in the UK, make it on to ChillCon next weekend. It's worth it, seriously. And come up and say hi, get yourself on camera, and you can be on video as well. Excuse me, my voice is going. This is just typical. It's a weekend, isn't it? Decadent Nightmare says, are you ditching the voiceover at the start of your videos? It was cool. No, I'm not ditching it. I keep forgetting to use the latest version of the file. That's basically it. There's no other excuse. I know that we were asked on one of the YouTube ones. I think it was Reaper, actually. Was it Reaper? I think it might have been Reaper. It could have been somebody else that, what happened to the voiceover? I liked it. I don't think it was you, though. And I was kind of like, I just forgot to use it. I've got about 4 different versions of it. I got a little bit, I think I have to say, though, I was a little bit... I was a little bit uncertain about it, but maybe I'll accept feedback from the community, and we'll use it. Can we get mini wargaming versus Wargamer Online Tabletop Showdown? I would love to. I would love to go over and see those guys and play those guys. I love that channel, by the way. That's the thing is, they're amazing, and I really like what they do. Their games are a different style. They do that sort of single camera. And it's fast cut and stuff like that. Our stuff's a little bit more kind of a different pace, and we kind of take a more holistic view of the game and those kind of things. So I think we occupy completely different spaces, but I absolutely love their stuff. I understand our bat reps aren't for everyone, but some people love them, some people don't like them. Likewise, we get some people saying, I much prefer your bat reps because they're not all handheld stuff that you see on Mini Wargamer and stuff like that. But I'm a broad church on this stuff. I enjoy all of the content, so yes, I'd love to give them a game, but it's definitely something I'd want to do in the future. Just need to get myself over there at some point. I do actually go on business every now and then to Chicago, and I'm painfully close to those guys, but I never have enough time to actually go across and see them. So, and also their I think their waiting list is like 6 months or something, isn't it? If you want a game with those guys. Right, okay. Underdog Baiting says, "Hey peeps, hey Underdog. By the way, Underdog Painting, I think it's your group. I hang around in the back of your group, your Facebook group. So you're doing good work there, mate. I really like your Facebook group. So and I'm pretty certain it is Underdog Painting. I can't remember the name of the group, and I don't mind if you plug it, by the way. Yeah, I really like the group, and if you haven't already checked it out, go check his Facebook group out. It's nice and cool. Some good content on there. Right, well, my screen is glitching. My voice is going. It's late on a Friday night. We've gone over an hour. I think I did about a third of what I wanted to do, but that's okay. This was never going to be the most structured show. I'm not going to make any apologies for it. It is what it is. It's a Friday night, and I thought, hey, I've got an hour. Let's catch up with everybody and see who's out there. I want to thank you all for joining me tonight. I never know whether one person's going to show up, or 10 people, or 40. I'm never quite sure. I haven't even been looking at the stats on this one. I think partly because I was so upset about my microphone working, I ditched a bunch of windows, assuming it might be something to do with that. But big thank you to everybody who came along tonight. If you haven't already entered the giveaway, go along to YouTube, check that out. It's really cool. If you're a premium member and you haven't entered the giveaway, enter it. Get onto that page and enter it. If you're not a premium member, hey, it's only $2.99. There's a chance to win a £70 workshop or £45 worth of bottles, and next month that prize is going to be nothing compared to what's going up on premium. So there's, I think, at least about £200 odd worth of stuff. So $2.99 to get entered into that. Go for it. Right, I'm going to say goodnight to everybody. People are already disappearing anyway, so good night all. Thank you very much for joining me, and we'll see you again soon. Excuse me. Bye.